Welcome back everyone. Today I'm doing a requested video. A couple weeks ago I posted a picture on my Instagram story of my pantry and I had redone it, I had reorganized it. It was one of my goals at the beginning of 2020 and it was a hot mess in there. There was stuff that I didn't even know I had. There was just no real organization, and I don't know about you guys, but every 3 months or so I go through my pantry and my spices and I not only check for expiration dates, but I reorganize everything. It's just how I've always done it. And this time I wanted to make it a little more sustainable, something that will last longer. So I was a little bit surprised, but I got quite a few messages from my sweet friends that follow me on Instagram who wanted to see a quick pantry tour. So I will show you guys what I organized, how I have it organized, and this is a real working pantry. It is not perfect. It is what works for my family. So it is not what I would consider like Pinterest worthy, but it works. So hopefully you guys can take away a tip or two. But let me show you a tour of my pantry and how I reorganized it. So really quick, if you guys are new here, I am a mom of 3 little ones. I have a 7-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 10-month-old. So one of the things that I implemented this year is making snacks accessible for the older ones. So this is my pantry. It is not crazy big, but it's a really good size. And one of the things that I have made a goal for myself this year is to not just go grocery shopping, not just to make a list. I try to use what's in my pantry, and I'm trying to keep my pantry to the basics. Obviously we have things that are left over and I wouldn't want to just toss those away, but I don't want it to just become a stockpile. So I think we have a pretty good start, but this is all of our dry goods. So as you can see, it is not perfect, but it does work for us. When we moved in here, this shelving was already installed, so we just left it, and it has worked out pretty good. I'm gonna start at the top, and I will bring you all the way down. So a couple of things you may notice right off the bat is these mason jars. And this is something that I have never implemented before, but we are trying to make some small changes in our everyday life to use less plastic, so less Ziploc bags. We try to buy things that are in glass or something that is recyclable at least. And we have also started doing compost. So if you guys don't know, my son, who is 7, wants to save the world. We call him our little environmentalist. So let's jump in. So right up here I have my protein powders, and I just keep these up here. I'm pretty much the only one that uses these, so they don't need to be super accessible. I have all of our coffees back here. And this is another tip. You don't have to go out and buy fancy jars. So I had a little bit of decaf coffee left, and it was in this huge container. So I make decaf for when we have certain family members come visit. Otherwise, it's all caffeine here. But I have my extra bags of coffee just lined up here, so I know what I have. And that's our favorite coffee by far. It's called Countryside Coffee Roasters. It's made, I think, in Connecticut, but this is the caramel flavor. It is to die for. So I don't know if this will come up on camera, but I do have this labeled as decaf, but this is actually just an old jelly jar. So we just use that, and that's better than sticking it in a plastic bag. Right here, I am a huge tea drinker, so I'm gonna pull these down. I got these from the dollar store, and these are great organizing bins. So I have a couple shakes thrown in here. I have some chrysolite, and then these are all my sweeteners. So when someone comes over and they want something to sweeten their tea or their coffee, I can just pull this out and say, you know, here you go. And then these are all my teas. So I just have them lined up, and just to show you a couple of my faves, this is apple cider by Bigelow. If you ever see this, definitely worth a shot. This is an awesome fall and winter tea. I actually don't know, oh, I have one left. This is my all-time favorite tea. This is green tea blueberry, and it's a Slim Life tea by Yogi. So good. This is by far my favorite, which is why I only have one. And then I have good old Earl Grey, and then I have I Love Lemon. So this is my little tea basket, and that works really well. It goes in and out of the pantry really easily. And then that bag back there is just my loose leaf tea, so I keep that there. These are a couple big items that I don't use a lot. Most of them are baking. So I have raisins, and then I have my giant container of oats. And then this is kind of random. This is our sushi nori rolls. So I just stick them up there because we don't use them very often. So that's it on the top shelf. Things that are not needed all the time, but I do like to see them and know that I have them. The second shelf is all of my baking and flours. So I like to use different flours. If you guys have watched my recipe videos for a while, you know that I like to experiment with almond flour, and I use cornmeal for things. So I kind of forget I have them sometimes, and I know I'm not the only one that's guilty of this. But I have, so this is breadcrumbs, this is cornmeal, and I just label the top with a marker, and then I put the expiration date. And then I have coconut flour, and then almond flour. These are all, I bought black peppercorns in bulk, and I mean, these don't expire forever, but I have so many of them and I don't use it enough, so I'm hoping that this will be a reminder. I have some chocolate kisses, and then if everything doesn't fit in these jars, I put it right behind. So there's just a little bit left in those, but I find that just visually I know that I have these items and I've been using them a lot more often. So that's a good tip for you if you forget what you have in your pantry and you want to keep it kind of at the front of your mind. Get some glass containers. So over here I have like my baking mixes. I have some biscuits, I have a pie crust mix. This is what we've been using for pancakes. And then I have a couple bags of cookies back there, and then I think that's a cake mix. So I know that all of my baking stuff is right here. This shelf is also baking, and these are the OXO containers. And I will be honest with you guys, I wanted these forever. I bought them a couple of years ago. I don't know if I would rebuy them. I like them. I like that they're clear. They're very easy to go in and out, but I want to show you something. They lift right off, and this is supposed to be, I mean, they are sealed, but it's supposed to be a very tight seal, and I don't find that they are as solid as I would like, I guess. So I have flour, sugar, we have chocolate chips. I have white chocolate chips. These are Lily's chocolate chips, which are the sugar-free ones. Sprinkles, because sprinkles make everything fun for kids. These are steel-cut oats. Back here I have cornstarch, less used baking products like that's cocoa, and way back there is brown sugar, which I don't use super often. And then again, I had some baking chocolate, so this is, instead of just throwing it in a plastic bag, I put it in a glass jar, and one, I know it's here, but I didn't have to use like a plastic bag or container. So over here, this is kind of our starches and our pasta. So when I cleaned out my pantry, I should have showed you guys because it was almost embarrassing. I had so many boxes that were half opened of pasta. So I put that pasta in these containers so I can see them. This is orzo for my little guy. I cooked this up for him. This is that ditalini pasta. This is elbow pasta. And then I just have my long spaghetti. I leave them in the box and just line them up there. And then I just have a rice pilaf, one unopened box of elbows, and then this is just a stuffing mix. So that's that shelf. And I actually have a fun way to do labels for these. So if I can get it to work where it's easy and it works really well. I'm still kind of experimenting with it. I will show you guys. I don't label these because I can see what's in them and I use them a lot. So that's just what those containers are. I don't switch them out a whole lot. But if I get the labeling to work, I will do either a separate video or put it on my Instagram. All right, this shelf is not my favorite, but it's what works for us. So first and foremost, this is all of Chase's stuff. So I have his little puffs, and I have this in a basket, so if I need to pull it out, it's accessible. I have his little apple pouches that he was given, and just a couple, this is like a to-go snack pack. We have some syrup and some honey, and I just have some extra syrups in the back. I have my vinegars and my extra salad dressing. This is baby cereal, peanut butter. I have like the canned stuff right here, and this is what I don't use a ton of, and I don't like to hang on to it because I feel like if I need it for a recipe, I tend to forget it's here and I'll just buy new ones. So I'm really trying to be cognizant of what I have. So this is a jar of mixed nuts for my husband. He likes pistachios and peanuts, so that's like a quick, easy, accessible snack. And then we have things like fruit cocktail and Nutella, and these are beans and cream of chicken soup, a couple ramens. So those are just a couple regular items that we have. And then on this shelf, this is my kids' snacks. So they really like Teddy Grahams. They're in a Teddy Graham phase. So I have chocolate ones and chocolate chip. These are some of our favorite pretzels. These are made locally and they are cinnamon sugar, so I have those. Wheat Thins, this is one of my son's favorite. And then back here I have a couple things from Christmas actually. There's like a candy, and then this is just, oh, this is beef jerky, so that's also a snack. And then some crackers. These are crackers. These are like a beef jerky, so little snacky stuff. So my kids know that if I say they can have a snack, they can come here and pick something out. And then I'll also show you where I keep their other snacks. We have some random bags of marshmallows back here. And then right here is my jars of rice. So I have 3 kinds of rice. I have regular jasmine rice, I have sushi rice, and then I have arborio rice, which is for risotto. So I know that's all there. And then the cereal boxes. So I used to keep these on the top shelf, and I realized my kids can't reach them. So in the morning when they want to get themselves breakfast, they can come pick out their cereal, and it's super accessible. We have a couple snacks, random things like popcorn. Those are pork rinds, pretzels. I have my potatoes there, and then chicken stock and vinegar. So that is our pantry, and the whole right side is for food. And I have not reorganized this, so don't judge too badly. But this is the left side. So these are our Tupperware containers, our appliances that we use, our bowls, kind of like the odds and ends. So this side is all of our appliances, the ones that we use the most. This is serving platters, Tupperware. See, I haven't gone through this because Chase doesn't eat pureed food anymore, so I have to take those out. I have my bread machine, some more serving bowls, a blender, and then right down there is like a baking box and my pasta maker. So I used to be the biggest culprit of having every appliance under the sun because I got a ton for our wedding and for every celebration thereafter. So I pared down what we use, and this is it. So 2 more areas in my kitchen I figured I would show you guys are my spice cabinet, which I'm not going to go through everything I have, but I really like how I have it organized because I can see everything, and again, it works for us. And then the last thing I will show you is my kids' snack drawers. Yes, snack drawers. So this cabinet is right next to my microwave and my stove, and I have all of my spices in here. My vegetable and extra virgin olive oil spray. I keep some toothpicks, and this spice rack is by the Pioneer Woman. I actually got it on super clearance at Walmart, and it is a tiered one and it pulls out, so it can be this big or it can extend all the way over, and I love it. So I can see everything. There's nothing hiding in the back, which is great. And then just up here is like my regular baking stuff, so maple syrup, measuring cups, bowls for all my videos and the kids, some baking soda, baking powder, yeast, and mixing bowls. All right, and last but not least, so I have coffee and sugar right next to my coffee maker. This little 3-drawer unit has been great for the kids. So we have fruit snacks in here, and there's fruit cups underneath, so my kids can get those. This one has beef jerky, an assortment of like breakfast bars. These are basically Nutri-Grain bars. Trail mix, granola bars. That's what's in this one. And then the third one is our sweet treat special occasion. So a lot of this is candy. Lifesavers, Pez, Starburst. I don't know about you guys, but my family loves to give my kids candy, and I don't hide it from them, but they do know that it's limited. So this is for like special occasions, and they mostly get snacks from these two. And then obviously we have fruit and fresh stuff in the fridge. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that quick pantry tour, kind of how I've reorganized some things for 2020. And it's been a few weeks and it has stayed. It has sustained itself. So hopefully it will last a little bit longer before I have to do a whole new clean out. So let me know in the comments below, how often do you guys clean out your pantry? What is your area that you are challenged the most to organize? And if you guys like these types of videos, organization, pantry tours, that kind of thing, give it a thumbs up. And make sure you are subscribed to my channel. I would love to have you join us here on YouTube. And we will see you in the next video.